It's just amazing to me how every single one of these crazy liberal loonies have been outing themselves. I've got several friends who are Democrat, who are liberal, who do lean to the left, and many of them, they got common sense. They speak great. They have a lot of good ideas. We share a lot of common interests. We share a lot of common opinions on how America should be. But these people that have been out there in the streets protesting are like freaking zombies, man. I mean, I went downtown the other day. I live real close to downtown. I went downtown the other day to see this. I'm going to call it a very small protest. It was a protest, all right? They're down there protesting. And I went down there to talk to a few people. We're shooting some footage. I couldn't keep the footage because it was too dark, and I had to just trash it because you couldn't see it. And I wanted to bring you guys some high quality content. It just was not good enough. You couldn't even see people's faces. But I was talking to this one lady down there and asking her some questions about why she believes what she believes and why she's so dead set against Donald Trump, and his administration for that matter. And this lady immediately went into violent, you're a racist mode, slapped me in the face. I don't know if you can see it. I still got that tiny little scratch right there. She barely just grazed me. Hey, you know what? I look at it like this. If that's the price I got to pay for trying to get my message out and bring some sense to you people, then that's what it takes sometimes. You just got to get out there and speak the truth. So we're doing this special report. It's called The Billionaire Who Went Rogue. And I want to talk a little bit about that right now. The thing about it is we've got this globalist system. Okay? There's a system in place that governs your everyday activities, that governs the society you live in, that governs the government that controls you, the government that runs your life. Okay? It is not really supposed to be set up like that in this country. The government is supposed to work for us. But it's been many decades now that the liberal left, and I'm not saying everything that they do is bad, because everything that they do is not bad. I agree with some of their policies. I really honestly do. But the problem with them is they are so aligned with this globalist agenda that it's suicidal, man. I don't mean like physically suicidal. What I mean is like it's economic suicide. It's social suicide. It's going to tear this society that we live in apart. It really is. I'm all for helping people, man. I am, but not to the point where it destroys your own house. That's a spiritual principle that I live by. And I believe that our country needs to stand on that principle. Yes, we need to help people. Yes, we need to let people in. Yes, we need to do good in the world. Yes, we need to stand up for liberty and freedom. But not to the point of destroying our own house. Metaphorically speaking, I mean our country. There's a lot going on in the world today. It's a very, very complicated situation. Many of us don't even really understand what's happening at the very top, nor do we even know. And some of us just refuse to want to know. We're like, hey man, a lot of us out here, average people, and we're just like, hey man, if it doesn't affect me, I don't care. If I get my paycheck on Friday and I go home to the old lady and buy a steak and all my bills are paid, then I could care less. If they're not living in the house with me or destroying my yard, I could care less. If they're not creating a situation where I can't afford to live the way I want to live, then I could care less. If they're not telling me that me and my wife can't have a baby, then I could care less. If they're not shutting off my favorite TV program that comes on Wednesday night, then I could care less. If they're not making the price of my food so high that I can't afford to eat, then I could care less. Well, guess what? You know what? The more they care less about it, the worse it's going to get, because freedom is not free, and you have to exercise your freedoms. You have to speak up for your liberty. You have to speak up for your freedoms. Granted, some of these people out here really do have some great ideas, but some of them are just Looney Tune crazy, way far gone, like zombies, man. They're walking around and they don't even understand why they're protesting. They don't know what they're protesting. They can't even tell you what the capital of Texas is. Hey, man, you know what? I was talking to some of them people down there and asked them, do you know who your elected representatives are? Do you know who your congressman is? Do you know who your state representatives are? Do you know who the mayor of Houston is? And there was a few of them that couldn't even answer that. But yet they want to get up there and try to dictate policy to the American people and tell us what we're doing is crazy. But you're not even involved in the system that's supposed to be working for you, and you don't know anything about it. You're still crying about who won the popular vote. I got news for you. The popular vote doesn't even take into account the presidential election. And many of these people aren't even aware of the fact that Slick Willie, y'all know who I'm talking about, Slick Willie didn't even win the popular vote, but he won the presidency. But no, they're not going to tell you that in the mainstream media. All you care about is whether your news reporter is going to, whatever he tells you, you believe it. You won't go do your own research. The world's gone crazy, man. It really has. So that's what's bringing me to this point. I've got to do this report. It's called The Billionaire That Went Rogue. I'm going to point out several things that have happened recently in this country that's looking like we're turning back to the good, and many people are resisting it, kicking and fighting and screaming the whole way, and they don't even really realize what's happening. So we're going to have to do this report to get the information out to you. I want you to look for it. It's going to be called The Billionaire That Went Rogue. We were planning on putting it up tonight. I don't know if it's going to actually go up tonight, but we're going to try to get it up tonight. It will be right here on Johnny Jet Rod the Patriot. It will also be on my other channel, All Americans First News. So look for that report. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great content. It's going to be commentary-based content, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So if you like what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up. Continue to support this channel by sharing this report, making comments, and getting everybody you know to subscribe to this channel. It can only get better with time. I realize I haven't put a bunch of videos out lately, but we've been super busy, and we're going to try to do our best to continue to bring you quality content for your enjoyment, your entertainment, your knowledge, and everything that goes along with it. Liberty, freedom, and the American way. My name is Johnny Jet Rod. Thank you, America.